Yasu. Remember that? Greek. Yasu. Greek. Today our story is called Rufus Goes to School by Kim T. Criswell, illustrated by Valerie Gorbachev. Okay, gotta find the right page. Now here's the title page. And we call it the title page because it has the title on it really big, and it also has the publisher, which is Scholastic. It has the author, Kim T. Criswell, and it has the illustrator, Valerie Gorbachev. And the title page tells you all of that information. Every day, Rufus Leroy Williams III turned the pages of his favorite book. He looked at every picture. He made up stories to go with them, but he could not read the words. Rufus knew just what to do. He would go to school and learn to read, but first he needed a backpack. Early the next morning, Rufus scuttled down the street to school. He peeked through the front door. Okay, this says he's at the school. It says on this sign right here, elementary school. Then he trotted down the hall to the principal's office. He was greeted by the principal's secretary. Principal Lipid's secretary knocked on his door. "There's a pig to see you." Rufus stepped forward. "My name is Rufus Leroy Williams III," he said. "I have a backpack and I am ready for school." The principal shook his head. "No pigs in school." "Why not?" asked Rufus. "Because pigs track mud in the halls," said Principal Lipid. "They turn their drawings into airplanes. They play leapfrog in class, and they start food fights in the cafeteria." Rufus frowned. "But I have a backpack." "Makes no difference," said Principal Lipid, and he showed Rufus to the door. Rufus Leroy Williams III really wanted to go to school, and he knew just what he needed: a lunchbox. Right before lunchtime, the secretary poked her head into Principal Lipid's office. "The pig is back," she whispered. "My name is Rufus Leroy Williams III," he said. "I have a backpack and a lunchbox. I am sorry, I am ready for school." The principal folded his arms. "No pigs in school." "Why not?" asked Rufus. "Because pigs knock over the block towers," said Principal Lipid, "and they hide under the teacher's desk. Pigs draw stick figures on the chalkboard." He waggled his finger at Rufus. "And they chase their classmates during recess." This is sounding a lot like what kids do at school, right? So why can't he go? Sorry, I need a drink. "But I have a backpack and a lunchbox." Rufus frowned. "Makes no difference," said Principal Lipid, and he waved Rufus out the door. Rufus Leroy Williams III really, really wanted to go to school, and he knew just what he needed: a blanket. Oh, forgot to show you. so he sees kids sleeping. We usually don't take naps at school, but I guess maybe some schools do. During nap time, during nap time, the secretary opened Principal Lippitt's door. Sir? Rufus Leroy Williams III rushed past her. I have a backpack, a lunchbox, and a blanket. And now I am really ready for school. The principal sighed. I told you, no pigs. Wait, said Rufus. I will never blow bubbles in my milk or finger paint my classmates. I will not stand on my head during nap time or leave nose prints on the windows, and I will come to school every day. Sorry, the principal shook his head. No pigs in school. But I have a backpack, a lunchbox, and a blanket, said Rufus. Is that all? Asked the principal. Rufus frowned. What else could he need for school? I have this. Rufus held up his favorite book, and I want to learn to read it. Ah, Principal Lippett smiled. That makes a difference. He escorted Rufus out of his office and down the hall. This is Rufus. Sorry about my voice. This is Rufus Leroy Williams III, Principal Lippett announced as they entered a classroom, and he will be joining your class. Hooray! Shouted the boys and girls. Rufus Leroy Williams III put away his backpack, his lunchbox, his blanket, and his favorite book. He was ready for school. Rufus loved learning the ABCs, especially the letter P. He loved learning the 1, 2, 3s. He loved lunchtime and nap time. But Rufus loved story time most of all. Because it gave him room to dream. Here's a picture of Rufus, probably after school. It looks like the sun is setting. It looks like he's reading his book. Okay, that's the end of the story. And I want to talk to you about this part. He loved story time because it gave him room to dream. And it's exactly what reading can do for you. It can help you go to any place you want to go. If you always wanted to visit Europe or say China or somewhere, you can find a book on that and you can read a story about that, and your brain has thoughts and gives you pictures of those thoughts, and it takes you there. So he's thinking about what he's reading and he is taken into that. So reading really does take you all kinds of places. So it's very important to learn to read, and it's really pretty awesome when you learn to read because it opens up the whole world to you. You can read all kinds of things. So keep reading during the summer. Don't lose that skill. Keep reading and practicing. and be like Rufus and be excited to read and go to school. So, hope you enjoyed today's reading. Rufus Goes to School. We'll talk to you later.